welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Oxchair, on the panel tonight is the one and only Bridgeman. Evening, Bridge.
I say a big good evening to you, Oxchair. Huge good evening to the guys in the lobby and to all the Rangers fans that are listening in all over the world. Good evening. Welcome to Rangers Radio.
And we've also been joined by Linda.
Hi, all.
You're simply the best. Better than all the rest. Better than anyone.
He likes his jingles.
Evening, Oxchair. Evening, Bridgeman. I hope you're both well.
I hope the giggling's the start and that's why we end up the night.
Absolutely.
How's things, Linda?
Yeah, I'm fine, thanks, Ox. Just looking forward to, getting the football back at the weekend. It seems to be this is quite a long international break. Can't wait till the club football's back on Sunday. Looking forward to seeing Rangers. Cannot wait for the game.
Yeah, we're not a fan of the international break, so if the truth be known, we struggle.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
we've been fortunate with some, I don't know if you've heard some of the guests we've had for the club.
Yes, I have. Really great. Listened in. Was it Natalie Nairn? And then is it Greg Marshall was the chap?
Correct,
the SLO? Yeah, they both spoke very well. Good to get some insight into what's happening, at the club just now in terms of the obviously the commemoration for the Ibrox disaster and also the planning for the 150th anniversary. It must be difficult for them at this present moment in time with what's going on in the world, but yeah, they spoke very well, and I know you had the wee discussion about my jers, but I suppose everybody's got kind of their own views on that. But yeah, they were great. And was it Amy McDonald that was on last night?
Aye.
Yeah, she came over very well. Lots of passion for the club, and yeah, quite ambitious as well, isn't she? She wants the women's team to be really up there with the top teams, not just in Scotland, but kind of Europe as well. So good luck to her.
Yep. When we said we were having Amy McDonald, Bridge was away. We'll get his baritone voice warmed up. He thought he was doing
Oh, brilliant. No, it was a smashing couple of nights, with the guests and so on, so were really nice. And they were all asking for you too, Linda. All asking for you.
Oh, that was nice of them, Bridge, thanks.
Linda, your fan mail is... you're up there now. You're away past Bridgeman. You're top of the tree for the fan mail now.
Oh, I find that hard to believe. Bridgeman's still the fans' favourite in my house. Particularly singing. Everybody just thinks he could be singing with Amy McDonald, actually.
I think we're trying to put a Bridge compilation together for Christmas. We're working on it. I think we've not told Bridge this, Linda, but if I tell you, you promise not to tell him.
Yeah,
I think Mr. Fox has been saving all his best bits through the year, and there might be a Bridge compilation album coming out at Christmas.
I think that would be fantastic. Number one for sure.
Compilation album. And the Fox says, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. You must tell Linda that.
Oh no, she'll hear it soon enough. He's all chuffed with that, by the way, Bridge. He's all chuffed with it.
It's superb.
Remember the Top of the Pops albums you used to get? Wasn't it the right singers, Bridge?
Oh yeah.
That's right.
I can't remember the name. I can't remember the label. But you used to get them and I'm going to buy such and such. And it's only, just for saying it's only 2 bob and it was normally 3 bob or something, And I'll get in there and I'll get that. It's the wrong singer. Your mother says, I like that song, and it's I don't know, some guy that she knows name wise. You just go in and buy the record. It's the rang singer. Did you get me that? Did you get me that? That's rubbish. Your mother gets you into trouble. Shocking, isn't it? Shocking.
That takes us back. Anyway, so Well, there's some positive stuff slowly coming out about the club, Linda. It's been bits and pieces during the international break. There's a lot going on at the club, eh?
Yeah, absolutely. It's really great as well that, we're pushing forward with all these sort of developments and, obviously we've just mentioned the anniversary, the new Edmondson House as well, and it's really quite reassuring. I don't know how you guys feel about it, the fact that we are able to push on with these things, considering the sort of current sort of financial climate. But yeah, it's absolutely fantastic, and you just feel as if there's a lot of you feel as if it's the clubs. There's a lot of stability about the club, Ox. I don't know if you guys feel like that as well.
Once Bridge turns his phone off, he might get stable on his feet. That might be on the compilation. I think my bit's "You're on mute, Bridge. You're on mute, Bridge." Say on his album, Linda. Well, the Edmondson House thing. This is another revenue stream, and I think that was the point some people were making about my jersey as well. If we want to compete, we want to see about be one of Europe's biggest clubs, which we are. We know that. We know the fan base we've got. We've proved it time and time again. We have to have revenue streams that help us compete. And all these building bricks are all getting put in place for that. Yeah, it's to take the dollar off the fan, but unfortunately, in modern football, that's the way it is, Linda.
Yeah, absolutely, Ox. I totally agree. Because, some of these commercial deals that the club have managed to get as well, you've got hats off to, is it the Guy Bisgrove in the commercial department, and obviously Natalie's part of that, and all these different deals that they've been put together. And some of the fans, you've seen comments saying, is that another name on the strip that we're advertising? But it's just all about the revenue streams, as you say. And for the Edmondson House, the building, it's going to be some, facility for everybody. It'll bring in a bit of, employment as well around the area. And it's going to be some venue. There's obviously the museum, somewhere that we can see our history and it's all on show. The cafe, it's a conference and concert venue as well. It's just putting us right back on the map. And it's, as you said, it's where we should be.
Yeah. What's the match day experience for Linda? What do you do? Do you drive? Do you public transport? What do you do?
Usually I drive over and I park my car up, kind of beside Bellahouston Sports Centre, and I usually
I thought you were going to say finishing there next to George.
No, that's George.
Stay away from Venison.
I was going to phone in one night and say to George he should park up beside me, and he's only got a 5-minute walk. But yeah, Ox, that's kind of what I would normally do, and then I usually stop off at one of the wee places along, past the Asda. I think McDonald's, get a coffee, and sometimes I'll sit in there. I used to actually sit in there and listen to the pre-match show at times. Right. But as you got nearer to the stadium, there's no obviously any internet either. That's another thing,
They're working on it.
Yeah.
So if there was a facility either inside the stadium or at Edmondson, I'll still call it Edmondson House at the moment because we don't know what it's going to be called. Yeah. Maybe they'll call it the Bridgeman building, but but if you could meet people and you could have a coffee there and spend your money for the club, but that would be your preferred option.
Absolutely, I would go over. I'm usually a good hour and a half early because the traffic starts to build up, and you want to try and get a parking space. I would absolutely go there. I would go to the shop. You would spend money there. You could have a bit of lunch. You could have a coffee. You might be able to have a beer eventually. Obviously, if you're driving, you can't do that, but generally, yeah, I would absolutely go over because I've actually went over sometimes and went to the fan zone a few times just to see what's happening there, so I would definitely do that.
And now when you go, you better take a couple of pens with you. Is that right, Bridge?
You're absolutely right, by the way, absolutely right.
Your match day experience is all about meeting people, Bridge, and your family. A lot of the people off Rangers Radio.
Oh, aye. You get very friendly with the people that sit around about you too,
Yeah.
They're nice to see them, and some of the guys have seen them there for years,
Yes, aye.
You hardly know their name, but they see them and they'll talk to you, and it's really good, It's really nice.
And you've been the sort of shy, retiring type of your
Yeah, it takes a while.
And what are you, Subway? Walk up? Yeah?
Subway and walk up, yeah.
Yeah.
I used to drive across because in days gone by, you could always find a wee parking spot somewhere. But the police have got the whole thing ring fenced, you know. Can't get near the stadium. But then you find out when you walk out, if you come out and you start walking down, if the subway's off, you maybe walk down to Govan Cross, and there's thousands of guys walking beside you. Next minute you hear all the doors opening, the cars, and they're all parking in the street down the road, you know.
When they park a car, but you know what happens with me and you.
Oh God, aye.
Still paying it up.
Yes. The wee boys round about when you go, they watch for you parking the car. You know, look after your car, pal. Mister, can I look after your car? The famous one, yeah.
And I remember years ago, I won't mention any names because and a certain JFK might know the people I'm talking about. A guy had a big dog in his car. It was a winter, so he took the back of the Govan stand down towards the flats there, and he was parking the car up. Friend of ours out the car, and the young boy says, "Can we watch your car, mister?" I don't need anybody to watch my car. My dog's in the motor. Right. They come back, the same wee boys are sitting up the wall. They said, "I hope your dog can blow your tyres up."
Brilliant, just brilliant. The patter is unbelievable, you know, unbelievable.
Oh, mate, it was comedy gold. We were on raging with the tyres, but we couldn't move for laughing.
They're only about 12. Can I watch your car, will you, mister? Shieltall Road was a favourite, you know. You'd drive down there. And I used to drive through the tunnel. And this is no, you know, straight through the tunnel and just park at the nearest spot on Shieltall Road. And there was hundreds of wee boys, young lads, hundreds of them. And they're all waiting for the same thing. And all the way up the street. And it's quite a good walk from there to the stadium, but it was wonderful when you go over the hill and you see the stadium. So the whole thing opens up in front of you. It's just great. I always give the boy a half-crown or something like that. I tell you how long ago it was. It's a half a crown. Make sure it's all right and don't wash
You
it.
and Linda can't even remember the old money. There you go.
Oh, is that a lot of money?
It's half a crown. Wow. What's it called now? That would be 25 pence, you know, in the new money. 25 pence.
12.5 pence he gave him.
Aye.
Oh, brilliant.
Oh boy. Did I tell you one? My wife and I were over and we were down in south of Spain on holiday. And we went across down to Gibraltar. And from Gibraltar we got a boat. In fact, there was a wee port next to Gibraltar. And we got a boat across to Morocco. And we're in this place through the old bazaars and things like that, you know. And we end up, it was supposed to be one of these things off the boat. The guy's a guide, you know. He took us in the last place we went in. It was this big bazaar. And it was primarily carpet place. So the big carpet place. We're in there and looking at it all.
Sure, it was the Mary Hill.
No, we're in this carpet place. And this wee guy, I find out that this wee guy is actually following me for the last 10 minutes. So I turned around and says to him, "I'm not buying anything, so I don't want anything." And he came back a couple of minutes later and he says, "Would you like some gloves?" Because he saw me looking at gloves. So I okay, I'll take them. And I went away and I paid for them, you know. And he says to me, as we were going out, he says, some money, you know, give me some money. And I said, right, yeah, there's two Scottish pound notes in my pocket. So I gave him the two Scottish pound notes and I says, right, cheerio, we're away. And he came running after me before I get out the door and he says, "They're no sterling." So I said, okay, give me them back in away. I walked out the door, you know, left him. He was greeting. So,
see, I told you, he's tight. I warned everyone. I've been telling him. What
am I going to do? I'm not giving him any money. That's it. Sorry, I apologise.
That's all right, mate.
That's my secrets. I shouldn't be saying that. My wife will be listening to me. I'll
I'm building it up for when we do Bridges. This is your life. That should
this is your life. Well, that could be $1 million. You know? I'll tell you what, just wait till it comes to your time.
We're struggling for the old sergeant for Maryhill Marine, mate.
he's probably doing the stairs. I'd rather read all these punters were.
He'll be last to coming through the door, Bridge, probably.
Oh, I tell you.
And he was the first man you gave your autograph to.
Oh, I tell you. It drive you crazy.
Right, enough about you, right?
I don't want it. No, don't say anymore. Don't say
All
anymore.
right, mate, we'll keep it, yeah. Right, Linda, look, the playing stuff, we're enjoying watching the team this year. Maybe just slightly more than last year. I think we just seem to be doing... Oh, I'll put it there. Our form is in this same point. We might have roughly the same points, but we're playing a different brand of football.
Yeah, I think so. We seem to have really upped the quality, and I think when you look at the actual teams that he's been putting out every week, the majority of the times it's actually the same sort of players that were playing last year, but they just seem to have improved so much. Like maybe 20 or 30% each of them onto their game. If you even just think about starting from the back, one of the guys I would pick out was probably Connor Golson, and he's just playing so much better. I think we've maybe said that it's possible because his defensive partners are better, and he's just concentrating in his own game and he's not having to worry about them. But there's one thing I've noticed that he's added to his game that I didn't really see last year was the long range passing, and I don't know if that's something that you guys have picked up on as well.
Mm-hmm. I think what he's done there is because constantly, Bridgman, you come in with this, mate, because constantly we played in front of teams. Teams could set up, they could come 30 yards up the park, didn't worry about the ball behind. So it's easy to defend against Linda.
Yeah.
But if you're putting that ball occasionally over the top, defenders don't know where to stick or twist, and that gives them a problem. Bridgman?
Yeah, absolutely. And we get a lot of teams caused us a problem by playing that way. The way that just a hanging ball, it's not a driven ball, just a hanging ball over the top of the defence, and Kilmarnock played it great against us for a couple of years, and we couldn't get a point off them sometimes. They were really good playing that game. I hated them, but
but what I'm saying, Bridge, it's Golson that's playing that pass.
Yeah. Nowadays you see Golson doing it and it's fantastic.
So we don't know. They don't know where. If they come up to the halfway line, we can put it on the tap.
That's exactly, pal. Exactly. And by the way, he's really good at getting he can do a driven ball across the field, and it's just brilliant to watch. When he's on form, he's a really, really good player for your team. He would get some lovely passes. Obviously, we know when he goes too far up the Hawkshire, you start to think, what's he going to do? Because he's going to either fall out or have to come back, But I've seen him a number of times there, and he goes all the way down into the 18-yard box. Tremendous stuff, tremendous.
They've obviously been told, Linda, I think it was the last home game, obviously, against Hamilton, but Balogun's done that consistently since he's been in the team. They've carried the ball in their space, and that forces teams that their defence has got to come out or there's space for us to play in, and I think that's a change.
Yeah, I think that you guys talk about them breaking the lines, if it's going to be somebody from the midfield maybe doing that at times, but also them coming from the back. And it kind of makes sense for the two centre halves to do that as well, because if the space opens up, they push into it. And then, as you say, the defence that we're playing against don't know whether to come out and, step up to them and then leave the space. But what Bridge said there about mixing up the passes, yeah, absolutely, because he's playing the kind of a direct ball, but sometimes he's been playing the sort of diagonal as well. I think that was fairly evident from the first couple of games, Ox, and as you say, it's probably something that they've really worked on sort of pre-season.
We were always getting criticised, Bridge, for not being able to break down the low block, and that. That's maybe helped us because our play's varied.
Yeah, indeed, and it's wonderful to watch the variation as well. All the players are playing at the top of their game, so excuse me. It's going to be a bit easier for everybody to do their wee bit, and the wee bit that Golson does, because if you think back 2 years ago, some of these things I wasn't coming off from, and he didn't look as nice a player or as good a player as he is now. And look at him now; he's brilliant. He's just brilliant, playing really well, and the first man in his team sheet. So he's very dependable. But he does. He can breaks out, and he travels up the park and then he hits these beautiful balls. It's just great to watch. Just great to watch. Either side. Doesn't care. He'll do either side. So it forces a gap in their defence. It forces that gap between their defence and their midfield. And our boys get in there and fill that gap. Brilliant. Sounds easy, doesn't it? Sounds easy.
Aye. It's not that easy, but what's easy, I think, if you're defending against people doing the same thing constantly, Linda, teams just set themselves up and snuff you out. Whereas if you've got that variation coming through the park, it's hard to defend against.
Yeah, as you say, we seem to be able to adapt our formation as well, because when you think about the defence too, sometimes Tav and Barisic they've sat back, they've played a bit more flat, and they haven't actually gone steaming forward all the time, so that's actually confused the opposition a wee bit as well, because they're not really sure what we're going to do next. But in terms of even talking about the fullbacks, I mean, Barisic has probably been quite a good player for us anyway. I think after his sort of first season, he settled in and he got used to the kind of physicality. But somebody else at the back, I think, who's improved, although he was always a fairly good performer, is Tav. Not just his goals and assists, Ox, it's his leadership, and he seems to be a lot more sound defensively and getting into the box more this season.
Have you always been a Tav fan? At times he split the show for Bridgman, hasn't he?
Yes, indeed.
Fox has always been a big supporter, but what about you, Linda?
Well, I always thought he was really good going forward, and I used to think that he would really benefit from having better players around him. But he did make mistakes, and I think we said before, everybody makes mistakes, and I'm not wanting to be overcritical of him, but I think I've said before that unfortunately for Tav, the mistakes he made always seemed to result in goals against us. So the mistakes always kind of really stood out for us, I think, as some fans anyway. But he's certainly cut that side out, Ox, and hopefully that will continue.
Right.
Yeah, good shout.
So, all right, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll go through the sort of squad, if you like, right, under looking back the season so far. Look at the improvement.
Yeah.
There was an article put out today by The Athletic, valued our squad at 107 million.
Mm-hmm.
We'll maybe look at that. Bridge can get his calculator out.
His abacus.
Abacus. You stop by you.
He couldn't have an abacus. There was no beads around the Bridgeman household.
That's quite good, actually.
Ox, just don't ask me to do any total.
No, we know that. We know that. We find your weakness very quickly. Arithmetic, yeah.
That's shocking saying that, you. So it is.
A wee faux pas.
Unbelievable.
Well, Bridge, if people want to use a phone, what's the number?
The phone number is 0141 356 1972. Come in and join us.
Or join us at Skype at rangersradio.online. We brought in a call with Fox and Old School Blue. Phone in, hang up, and we will phone you back. And what can I talk about, Linda?
They can talk about anything as long as it's Rangers.
Bridgeman, can I ask you something?
Of course, buddy.
Do you think we can ask Fox to come in if he plays his jingle?
Oh, yes.
What do you think? Do you
want absolutely. And the Fox says, ding, 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 ding. Okay. Come on, Fox. Come on.
Come on, Fox. Come and join us. Give us your jingle. We'll be looking for it. He's proud of us.
It'll be raging. You've said that.
Come on, Fox.
What does the fox say? What the fox say?
Ding, ding, ding. What the fox say? Ding, 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 ding.
Foxy boy.
Good evening. Well played, Fox. Well played.
Evening, Fox.
Evening, Linda.
Ding, 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 ding.
You're simply the best of the Sounders band, Linda.
Excuse me.
Oh dear.
Just
Fox, I
brilliant,
like that
just
one.
brilliant.
That's a cracker.
I couldn't come in for laughing myself.
I wonder if you get any more of these wee crackers. Fox.
Oh, there's more to come, mate. There's more to come. Oh dear. Oh, Fox.
That was great.
That was brilliant, mate.
By the way, the whole lobby loved it. Entertained, thoroughly entertained.
What do you make of what Linda's saying about the improvement in some of the players this year, Fox? Obviously, James Tavernier and Goulson are the two it's getting it, but their all-round play's improved, eh?
I think it's more an understanding of the tactics that they're being asked to play. They feel confident in their positions, they're confident in their play, and that's a big improvement this year. Especially in the back four and the midfield three, who are all working tremendously well for me. Mm-hmm. They all cover each other. They're all willing to work for each other. And there's some of their passages of play and passing, making room for themselves, and creativity has been great to watch for the fans this season.
London, I think I've played 5 games in Europe. All right, 5 games. I don't know what Bridge is playing there, but he's splitting, I think. Right, 5 games in Europe, 14 in the league. So we've never played 20 games, so we're racking them up. But we're definitely playing more consistent. We've mentioned Goulson, we've mentioned Tavernier. For a forward, who's kicked on for you?
Well, I think one standout is Kamara. I think we've all been raving about some of his performances. I think his ball retention's been a lot better, and I think you've said this before as well, Ox, about those wee blind passes that he used to make. Mm-hmm. And it used to give us a bit of a fright, I think, at times. But he seems to have stopped that, and he seems also to be getting up the park more. He even scored a goal, didn't he? Was that in the Benfica game he got a goal? And I think, yeah, absolutely. So his overall play, I think, is improved, and he seems to be bringing some of his international form into his Rangers form now, because he gets absolutely brilliant reviews when he's playing for his country. But I think he's been one of the standouts in midfield. Obviously, Aribo was showing a lot of good form at the beginning, and he got his injury. But Kamara, I think he's kind of taking his game up to another level.
Right. I agree with you about Aribo. I thought the first maybe 4 games of the season, he was absolutely superb for us and looking a bargain.
Yeah.
You know. Bridge, you coming in?
Yeah, it has to be said. I have to agree with that. I think that I think I said it last night or the night before. If Kamara was playing with any other team in Scotland, he would be absolutely outstanding. He'd be the best player. He'd be rated the best player in Scotland based on his performances for Rangers. They just don't want to give it to Rangers. They don't want to give these applaudits. But seriously, I think she's right, absolutely right. Kamara has been superb for us. Superb. All our midfield have been great for us, but Kamara's been outstanding.
Maybe most consistent. And in fact, if you've been more consistent, Ryan Jack, Stephen Davis, Scotty Arfield, you're doing all right on there.
He's in good company there, isn't he? You know, keeping Jack out the team. Obviously, Sir Stephen's had a bit of a rest some of the times. I mean, he's been performing brilliantly as well, Ox. Who would have thought he would have played all these games? But he's still got a lot to give the team as well, and he's going to, prove to be an important player going forward as well, because obviously Stephen's got the history, and he's won things before as well, so he's got that experience. But yeah, Jack as well, as you mentioned, obviously he's playing for his country tonight, and I think that's something that he really wants to do. Just hope he comes back safe and well, as all the guys that are away in international duty. But Kamara, I just think, he's kind of cut out the things in his game that we didn't really like, and it's all very positive with him.
I can't argue with that. What about in the front area? We've got personnel. We've got Brian Kent. We've got Morelos. We've got Ruth now. We've got Itton. We've got Jermaine Defoe. We've got Jordan Jones when we'll be back now. Greg Stewart. We've got a lot of personnel, but I think we're front three at the moment. Hadji. We're front three. Are we saying Hadji's a forward player, Linda, rather than a midfielder? Would that be fair?
I think probably, yeah. I think he's definitely going to always be part of that front three, isn't he, if he plays?
What would be your first choice front three then?
I would go with Ruth, Morelos and Kent.
When they argue with one bit of that.
Yeah,
when they argue with one bit of that.
Yeah, I think Kent, at the beginning of the season, he was absolutely on fire, scoring goals. He was so bright. He was involved in all the great forward play. I'm not saying he's been off the boil, absolutely not. He's still really, really contributing to the team. He works so hard, and I think I heard Fox saying that the other night, they might not be scoring the amount of goals that we would like them to, but they're very much playing as part of this system. But Ken, I think, he probably would want to score more goals than what he has, and he has quite a few chances. But I think there's a lot more to come from Kent as well, Ox.
Bridgeman, when people have said that our defence and our midfield is fired and our forwards have they fired, but we're the top goal scorers in the country, mate.
Look, I don't agree with people are saying when they say that. I think our forwards are playing quite well, considering they've got tremendous 8 people behind them. They're all playing very well and they're linking up great, playing lovely ticky-tacky football, if you want to call it that sometimes. But the truth of the matter is the forwards are great. They're linking up really, really well on their own, and they're having shots at goal and scoring. And I don't know, particularly 2 of the goals they scored. That boy Ruth for the centre line. No, amazing stuff. Just brilliant. And then that lovely chip over the top of Defoe, and it just, all that happened was the ball hit the ground and he hit it. Bang. Just straight like that. You can't beat that. That's wonderful skill to have. A lot of other players would have fell over that ball or they would have kicked it away.
It was a technique that I always
found
easy, but
I love it, pal.
That's great. And the sort of ball volley was always easy, but there was other things I couldn't do.
But the ball coming over the shoulder is really difficult to control in any way, shape or form. And you find a lot of the times the centre forward or whoever it is that's running beside you, he tries to head the ball because he thinks it's going to come right over and he'll get it with his head. And there's a 6-inch difference in the travel of the ball. The ball's right in front of you then. And Defoe knows that. He's just standing there waiting that ball coming in. Boom! Oh, brilliant goal. Brilliant goal.
I mean, I know he's not going to be with his long time, but you can see the kind of finisher he's been, Linda, and you wish you'd had him at his pomp.
Yeah, and I think I read a wee article that he was saying, Ox, that he wishes he'd come to Rangers earlier in his career. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of players, they don't know how big the club is until they're actually here. But that goal he scored, I think it got goal of the month, didn't it? Up here, I'm sure I saw something on Twitter. Somebody, I think they said he got near enough 50% of the votes. But yeah, you can just tell he's just a natural goal scorer. In the Hamilton game, he didn't obviously score, but I think we all thought he contributed really well in that game and he linked up play well. But yeah, he's been a fantastic goal scorer all his career.
I thought it was funny. I thought they were taking the pee on the Hamilton game every goal, and they were all.
I know. The looks on his face, the ball was bouncing off the post. Oh my God, what's happening here? Fantastic. No, I think he's a wonderful player and a great person to have in your squad.
Yeah.
He's got the experience and he's a very likeable chap. And he loves to score goals. He loves football and he loves to score goals. And you know what? I'd go as far as to say that goal that he scored over the shoulder and he hit it on virtually off the ground straight in. That must be one of the top goals in the European area for any team. That was just utter magic. Yeah,
No,
obviously.
Not the
I think
best goal we've scored this season, is it?
no. All I mean is, people. You could take Roof's goal and his goal and say there's two of the best goals scored in Europe, in the European area, whether it was league or cup, it doesn't matter. But they're just utterly fabulous goals, just under incredible stuff, incredible.
I see the Kisto in the club wrote a T-shirt, Roof on Fire. I don't know if you've seen that, Linda.
No, I did not. No, I
A
did
T-shirt
not.
with the goal.
Roof on Fire.
I think Roof himself actually, Ox, put a couple of things on Instagram, and he was, the images of the T-shirts and that, and he's really bought into the club as well. He's got all his kids all kitted out in all the Rangers kit. It's just great to see.
Well, he's another guy I would suggest that, along with Stephen Davis. I don't know whether he would want to stay and live and work for Rangers. I don't know. I would like to think he might. Defoe and Davis. I'm saying those two.
Sorry.
I would love those two.
Roof there.
No. Oh, Roof. I don't think Roof would want to stay in Scotland, but he might. It'd be wonderful if you get people with their experience. My goodness gracious. And to play for Rangers or to work for Rangers in some way or other after their played career. Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. What characters. Stephen Davis, we industrialists, isn't he? We industrialists in the middle of the park. Never stops.
I'm not sure that Stephen's in the Hall of Fame, but if they're getting to do what he should be, and so should Jim Forrest, but that's another story.
Well, my opinion is if we get 55 this year, every single one of those players should be in the Hall of Fame. Just the way I look at it. I've got no doubts about it at all. I don't like to say that someone wasn't playing well. I'm a really positive guy when it comes to my team. Obviously, I'm a very honest chap. If they're playing badly, they're playing badly. There's nothing you can say about it. But I certainly wouldn't be slagging them. I might say they didn't do too well or something. But be nice about it. Seriously, I think that I can't find a bad mark against any of our players. I can't find it. But I'm biased.
I think that's unique in what's happening at this spell, because all right, we're not conceding goals, we're scoring goals, we're playing well. But as individuals, they're all playing okay as well, Linda. There's nobody who's getting picked to say, oh, he shouldn't be in the team, we'll get better than that. You can't argue with the selections. Maybe the boy Barker, but the manager likes him and he plays him, we win. And he started to score goals.
Yeah, that's right, Oxen. When he's actually played, he's had a specific role to play, and as you say, the manager likes him, and he must be doing what the manager's telling him to do in terms of helping us to get the victories and helping us to play well. And I think you're right, he scored a couple of goals as well. So they've all got a part to play. And we've been trying to pick our teams as the weeks have gone by, and I don't think anybody's ever got the team right. There's a couple of people maybe been one or two out, but that's a good sign when we're struggling to pick the teams, because we've got so many good quality players to choose from.
All right, so Linda's in the dressing room. Everybody's ready. They're all ready. They're waiting for you to come in. And you walk in to give your pep talk, and you're picking the first 11. What's your first 11?
My first 11, right. Okay.
Got the pen, Bridge? Got the pen?
My first 11 would be McGregor, and I think he is definitely the number one. McLaughlin's a good goalie, but I think McGregor's the better of the two of them. I would have Tav, Goldson. I would go with Balogun.
Oh.
Yep. Barisic, and my three midfielders would be, I would go with Jack, Kamara and Davis. And my that's not just to please you, Ox.
It's not a test. A test.
I know. And then I would have my front three. I've already said Kent, Morelos, and Roof.
All right, we'll work that back. And that article said today 170 million. We paid $7 million for Ryan Kent. In your opinion, Linda, is he improved?
Ryan Kent, yes. Yeah.
Bridgman? Well, we'll go to Fox then. Fox, Kent improved since he's joined us?
Yes, he has indeed.
I agree, 100% improved.
What would you value him at for?
At the moment, probably 10 million.
I'd go 12.
Oh,
I'd say 12.
Right, okay, I'll tell you what we'll do, Linda. We're fair people being you, aren't we? We'll go for 11 million for Ryan Kent, then we'll split the difference, yes?
Yeah.
Is that fair?
Okay.
You writing this down, Bridge?
I'm trying my best.
It's 11 2-1s, mate. It's not that hard.
Can I get, you said you wanted Davis and Kent. Did you say Davis
Don't
and Kamara in the midfield? No, hold on. I'm missing a player. Davis and Kamara in the midfield. Who else?
Jack.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. She put all them in because they're easy for you to spell.
So we're talking about Kent.
No, she wants
11 million.
In there.
Mikhailachek, I don't think so. It's too big a name.
Million for Kent. We happy with that, Linda?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And then Alfredo Morelos, Linda's centre forward. 1 million approximately come into the club. What's he worth today, Mr. Bridge?
I would suggest, I think their manager has valued him at 20 million. I'll stick to the 20 million.
Mr. Fox, any thoughts?
Because the goal scoring's dried up at the moment, I would probably say between 15 and 18 million.
Linda?
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with that. I think probably around 15, 16 million now for Alfie.
All right.
So what are we going for, 17?
We'll split 16, 20. We'll go in the middle, 18 million. How's that?
18 mil, magic.
Okay.
Yep. Now, Roof's come in, scored goals all over the place, scored spectacular goals. How much do we pay for him? About 4.5, is that right, Fox? Am I right?
Somewhere in that region.
Would it be fair to say we would, at this moment in time, we'd get our money back? Would everybody be, or because of that goal, is his value, is he went up a mil? Bridge?
I value him at the present moment. I value him at 6 million.
6 million. Would you argue with that, Linda?
No, I think that's fair enough. We've not seen enough of him, I don't think.
Okay. All right, 6 million. We'll go with that. We'll go with the Bridge. Right. Here's a question for you, and I'll take this one to Fox. Right. We'll not have a lot of value for us as squad players, McGregor and McLaughlin. But God, it would cost us a lot of money to replace them, eh?
Oh, without a doubt. Probably for a goalkeeper, Alan McGregor's class, probably and to bring them to Scotland, you'd be talking about the £10 million mark to replace him. And we have managed by hook or by crook to get John McLaughlin on a free, who's a very able deputy, and he will probably take over that role and secure our goalkeeping future.
It's hard to believe there may be no great assets, the two goalkeepers, because of they're in their 30s, Linda, but God, as Fox says, maybe cost us 10 million to replace them.
Yeah, absolutely. And where would you start looking as well? Because,
that's a good question.
Where would you? You would have to try and find somebody maybe abroad in some of the European leagues to try and get someone that we would be willing to sort of shell out for, because down south they're going for sort of funny money, aren't they? So it's where would you find that kind of hidden gems type thing? But we totally trust the two goalkeepers, and I think that's a really great position to be in as well.
Difficult to value them if you're valuing them for the squad, Bridge, but they're not that great in assets. But to replace them, it's a different question altogether. Bridgeman, Fox.
Well, when you look across...
sorry, Fox. Sorry.
When you look across the city, you see what £5 million buys you in a goalkeeper. And that's why I would say Alan McGregor would be a keeper of his class. Easily £10 million to replace him.
I don't think for valuing the squad, London, I don't think we can put any money on my goalkeeping. Or is that fair?
Well, you probably
even though we think they're really good.
No, I know. I suppose you could just have that as a wee sort of caveat and say that, potentially, you would be looking at 10 million to replace them, but no, you couldn't really, Ox, if you're actually looking at sort of assets in terms of the squad.
Will we throw $1 million in there for John McLaughlin because he's a bit younger?
Oh no! I'd be saying about $5 million to buy John McLaughlin.
Oh yes, I like this.
I agree with him. 5 million.
Are we going with 5 million then? Under these boys, they chopping us up here.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
All right, Bridgeman, get the 5 million done.
I've got 5 million down for McLaughlin. I would actually stick $1 million down for McGregor, at least $1 million.
All right,
even going up to the 5.
We'll go with the 5 for the goalie then.
When you look at John McLaughlin, mate, he's good at coming for cross balls. He's a good goal shot stopper. He's comfortable with the ball at his feet. Everything that most teams are looking for in a goalkeeper. So I think 5 million is maybe on the short end. Because we got them in a free transfer doesn't mean they're not worth anything.
All right, he's been for him tonight, Wonder.
Well said, Fox.
Man's a shocker.
He is, Bridge, he is.
So we're giving the goalkeepers at 5 million each valuation, okay?
That was just one and 5. Okay, they go with that. So, right, I'm looking forward to this. We'll start with the right back, who came to the club, I think, for £250,000. Would it be fair to say we get our money back, Fox?
I think we could get slightly more. I would put James Tavernier because he's age now in the £8 to £10 million bracket.
Oh, very, very, very reasonable. Yeah, what is he, 29? Was he 29 last week?
29 now.
Did you send him a card?
No, I sent him kisses, didn't you? Sent him kisses.
He sent him a signed photograph.
Who did that? Fox did. So we reckon Tab's going to be what? 10 million? Did you say there? Fox?
8 to 10. He's went for
8 to 10. And what about you guys?
I'd go for 10. 10.
Aye, 10's a round number. Makes it easy for you to count, Bridge.
10, right? Okay, it makes it easy for me to count. I can't count. More full use.
So we go to the left back, Fox, who's competing in the Croatian squad. What did we sign him for? 1.5, was it?
I think it was slightly more than that. But I thought he was more 2.5. But
right, okay, well, no fault with $1 million.
I think Barisic, I think he's 27. See, a lot of this depends on the length of contract they've got left as well, but I think in the open market, Barisic could be between 12 and 15 million.
Wow.
Linda?
I'm happy.
I would tend to see higher than that. And I think a lot of it's to do with he's playing for Croatia and his performances that he's put in on the European stage. And if we can compare him to somebody in a certain other team, I know the person's younger, but they did go for something, was it 25 million? I actually think Barisic is better. So I would put Barisic 18 to 20 million.
Do you like the right to reply, Mr. Fox?
Oh, I think people will value him differently. I think that Barisic is like Tav, tremendous going forward, but not the most solid defender. And I think that would limit his sell-on value.
Okay.
I would agree that to me it would be worth at least 20 million quid.
20 million?
To me, at least £20 million. He's a wonderful left back. and everybody that speaks about him says he's got a wonderful left foot. Best crosser in Scotland at the moment. Best crosser of all in Scotland. Excuse me.
Okay. So if we went for, say, 17 million, would both parties be happy with that?
I'd be
Yes.
delighted if we got that, yes.
Yeah.
All right. Bridgeman, put him down for 17.
Right. Done.
All right. Right, now, Linders went for Balogun, who were brought in a free with a year's option. Now, Balogun's, I think he's ages with myself, actually. So he's got... You're laughing at me.
Oh, brilliant.
That's terrible.
What a shocker you are, by the way.
That's terrible. Right, so he's come in, he's 31, he's playing well. I think he's also playing well for his country. Great reviews. I think they were winning 4-1 till he went off. The guy looks a good player. A steal. But to be fair to say, if we had him on a couple of year contract, you'd be looking at maybe a couple of £1 million.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with that, Ox.
Fox.
And I think with his international experience as well, maybe 3 to 5 million.
Oh. Bridgeman?
I have to agree with Fox. I'd say that there's nobody in our team at the moment is worth less than 5. Right? That's the way I look at it. Nobody's worth less than 5 on evaluation. Transfer market thing is an entirely different thing. But evaluation, definitely. So could we put 5 down?
We put 5 down. Fantastic.
I'm not disagreeing with Bridge. He's a centre-half expert, so I'm happy to go with him.
Shocker.
Linda, I'll say it again. He touched the ball three times one season. Good player of the season.
Unbelievable. Seriously. I was good, but...
He always retaliated first.
No.
Right, so Mr. Goldson then, if Balogun's worth 5 million, what is Mr. Goldson worth, Linda?
Oh, well, I think he's the one that's, one of the players that the value's definitely increased just in a matter of months, since the beginning of the season. When you think back to, some of his performances last season. I mean, it's a guy that's missed a lot of football as well, and I think we forget that in terms of, his health issues that he had. So playing every game, hardly ever injured, touch wood. So what an asset he would be for any team. So I would go with probably 15 million for Goldson just now.
Wow. Bridgeman.
Goldson is, to me, Goldson is one of the easy ones. Can I just say that? Wouldn't be any less than 10. Let's put it that way. No less than 10.
She's went for 10.
No less than 10. My own personal opinion, I think he would be up there 15 million. But, a centre-half, as they go on, they need to be on top of their game all the time because if they one bad game, then they could be out, they go out the door. But no, I think he's playing really, really well, and I would expect to get at least 10 million for him, at least.
But Foxy boy.
I've got to agree with what Bridgeman says. I think he needs to complete this season the way he started it to be worth that sort of money. But at the moment, probably about 10 million, aye.
Okay. And then we've got Big Hollander sitting on the bench. Right, we'll come to that in a minute, but into midfield, Glenn Kamara, £50,000. How much is he worth, Linda?
Probably, but I would say starting not any less than 10 million, I think, just now.
All right, okay. 10 million. Young man, star in Europe, playing well for his country. Foxy boy.
I say, first of all, I hate that tag that he's priced at 50,000. That young man, mate, came through Arsenal. I think it was when he came from Finland. He went out and loaned to a couple of clubs to found himself at Dundee. Neil McCann, who every Rangers supporter would agree has a great knowledge of football, and said when we signed him, Rangers will make a fortune out of this boy. I think the boy's always been a class player. It's just took time for people to recognise him, and we need to stop calling him the £50,000 buy. I reckon he's worth about 15 million.
15 million. Bridgeman.
I can't disagree with that. I just can't disagree with it. I think he's, to me, every time I see him, certainly this season, he's been absolutely outstanding. And you know, the last season he was getting dropped a wee bit and then brought back in and so on and so forth. But I think he's just totally outstanding. What a midfield player, and he's just the one we want. And there's no very much wrong with his game other than he just doesn't score. He scored the other night, of course, against Eddie. But the real truth is, if we get him ready to score goals. He scored as many as Kent and things like that, you know, because Kent's not scored very many this year. But seriously, I didn't know. What did Foxy say, 15?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I wouldn't disagree with it. Huh?
Okay. Are you happy to go with the 15?
I'll go with 15 for now. Yeah.
I think if he adds more goals to his game, you know, over the next, even in, you know, before Christmas, you know, working towards that, then I can see the 15 million kicking in. But yeah, I'm happy to go with the 15 million. I agree with the guys.
All right, so obviously you went for Davis and Jack. I think, Sir Stephen, I think you've got to start the bidding at 100 million, ain't you? I mean, he's the same calibre as Alan McGregor, Foxy boy, isn't he? He's not a lot of asset on your balance sheet, but God, how much would it cost you to replace him? Fox?
A player of Stephen David's talent. Oh God, we've got players in our team that can replace him. Funny enough, but and for his wealth of experience, most capped midfielder, I think. In football at the moment, is he? Is he the most capped as this in the UK? Yeah. Oh God, in his prime, mate. I mean, I reckon when he left Rangers, I think we get £800,000 from what was daylight robbery, and the SFA eventually stole that money as well. But in today's market, a player of Steve Davis's calibre, about £15 million to replace.
Okay. Are we happy with that? I mean, I think to get a quality player in like Steve Davis at his prime, I think he might be double that at his prime. But obviously, he's got a lot of years behind him in football. But he's getting near the end of his career. But God, he's shocked us before. He just keeps going and going, Linda.
Yeah, I think so. And what is he? Did you see? Is he 36? I think he's coming up.
35, 36, something like that.
36. So
he's maybe just a bit older than me and Ballygon.
Shocker, isn't he? Absolute shocker.
But yeah, definitely the amount of caps he's had as well. When you take that into consideration, if you were replacing him with a sort of seasoned internationalist, somebody who's played in the world stage, you probably be looking like a lot of money. Did you say 20, 30 million?
Aye.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with that.
I mean, I don't think he's worth that because of his age. No. But I'm saying to replace the same problem with Alan McGregor.
Yeah.
Bridge?
Well, I would suggest that everybody likes to see a midfield football. They like to see Steve Davis, and he's worth to our club. Mm-hmm. I can't disagree with you there. He's got to be worth or valued by our club at something like 20 million, something like that. I would suggest.
Yeah, he's not going to go for that in a transfer, but
no.
That's how valuable is to the club. Two different things. I get that. Ryan Jack came in for a free for Aberdeen. was very, very unfortunate. His first season, some of the red cards were unbelievable. Then he was replaced with Morelos, getting picked on by the referees. The boys turned into a fine industrial midfielder, Linda, with a bit of quality.
Yeah, and he's really shown great form this year, as you say, this season. He just seems to, again, taking his game up at another level. He's been unlucky to be left out a few games as well, Ox. Sometimes he's been in when we've picked midfield, he's been in their midfield, but then Gerrard's left him out. He's had a wee injury with kind of that troublesome knee that he's got, and hopefully that'll be managed all right. And now he's actually representing his country as well, so that adds on some value to him as well. So I would say Jack's maybe worth about 8 million.
Okay, well, what are their thoughts? Because we're going to have a tune.
We are the Rangers FC. We are the people, you better believe. We are together, we're doing the bouncy all over the world. We had our troubles, but now they are gone. They tried to kill us, but the Bears we stood strong. We are together, doing the bouncy all over the world. Lucia Vibrox for Lancer 3. Follow, and God save the Queen. You'll hear us singing, doing the bouncy all over the world. In Barcelona in 72, we beat the Russians by 3-2. Still celebrating, doing the bouncy all over the world. Glasgow Rangers are back where we belong. Lucia Vibrox, and we're still going strong. We wear our colours, the red, white and blue. We wear them proudly like blue noses do. We are together doing the bouncy all over the world. The pride of Scotland, but that's nothing new. The pride of Glasgow, and Glasgow is blue. We are together doing the bouncy all over the world. To be a blue nose, it fills us with pride. We are united, we'll never divide. We are together doing the bouncy all over the world. Doing the bouncy all over the world. Doing the bouncy all over the world.
You like that one, Bridge?
Don't I get back to my seat? We are together doing the bouncy all over the world. Fantastic. We are together. I love all these songs. Brilliant.
Linda, just while you're on, you're no number one on Rangers Radio with the ladies now. Oh, Lizzie phoned in, 75.
Oh, I heard that ladies' call. Amazing. Wasn't it absolutely fantastic? And then she said her favourite player was Ali McCoy, so that was good enough for me. Oh, that was great. Really great.
Right, Ryan Jack, 8 million. I think that's fair. I think that's really fair. And I think you might even, depending on the length of his contract, Ryan Jack's improving and seems to play better at the higher level games. Bridgman. Fox.
I think Ryan Jack and Kamara are the manager's go-to midfield in big games. I think when Jack's fit, Jack plays in the big games. Kamara, if fit, plays in the big games. And like Glenn Kamara, improved a lot this season under Steven Gerrard. I think probably value-wise, I'd agree with Linda, somewhere between 8 and 10 million.
I'd go 10. 10 for me.
10 million.
International footballer, player of the match the other night there. He'll probably end up captain in Scotland before long. Brilliant.
All right, so Bridgman, I guess I've done the sort of first 11.
Well, you've done 12. You know, you've done 2 goalkeepers. Right, so let me just run this through for you then. You can tell me what the score is if I got it wrong. We've got McGregor and McLaughlin valued at 5 million each.
I think the goalkeeper, McGregor, no value.
I'm saying, no value.
Because of his age.
Right, so that's fine. Well, I'll put it in. There's no value for them at all then.
No,
5 million.
5 million McLaughlin is what, early 30s?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he's got maybe 5 or 6 years left in him. On what's the Allen was saying it's maybe 1 or 2, yeah. Is that fair?
So you're going for 2 for McGregor. Okay, magic. 2. Come on, Alec. Can you see 2? 2. Right, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
So that's McGregor 2, McLaughlin 5, Tav 10, Lorna 17, Laligan 5, Goldson 10, Davis 20, Kamara 15, Jack 10, Kent 11, Morelos 18, and Roof 6.
I think, yep. And what does that come to?
Oh, hold on. I knew that's a really difficult question there.
You've got a calculator on your pad or your computer.
Just.
You can't count Stephen Davis
No,
worth
20
million, mate.
They replace him, Fox, aye, but he's no valued at that, no.
No.
Let's see what he comes up with first. Don't want to put him off Linda, do we?
I can't even count.
Well, we're waiting on that. If people want to join us, what's the number, Bridge? Fox?
Number is 0141 356 1972.
So it's Skype at rangersradio.online. We brought in a call with Fox or Old School Blue. Phone in, hang up, and we will phone you back. Come in and gauge your views on the... Come on, Bridge, I've got my work.
Oh, just give me a minute. I'm having trouble here. I'm having computer trouble here. I can't count.
Alan Turing, he solved the riddle for the...
In a quicker time than me. Give me a minute, you. Shocker.
So it helps you with numbers 7623 725 721.
Unfair, all the way. Unfair. Oh, for God's sake, I've screwed it up completely. Give me 5 minutes. You carry on talking.
Right, wait a minute, Fred.
Is it roughly about 110?
Right, we'll give you that, Linda. That's what I've got.
Right, I'd say that Linda's right there, by the way.
110.
Right,
well done, Linda.
We've no go at Bassey. We've no go at Big Hollander, who's big assets. We've no got the young boy Patterson, who obviously starting out his career. We've no got Joe Aribo, who's arguably one of our biggest assets there.
Yeah.
Adji, Scotty Arfield, Iton, Jermaine Defoe, Jordan Jones, Greg Stewart. Right, okay, where do we start? Linda.
So, values in terms of the guys that you've just named, and it was really difficult to leave out Arfield and particularly Joe Aribo when I was given that team over there. I think Aribo...
Oh, I forgot about big Newman, who's storming it with South Africa.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
No player yet, mate.
Oh, I know. All right. So, Joe Aribo, Scotty Arfield and Bassey.
Mm-hmm.
If you're signing them, obviously Scotty's no young. Bassey's got big potential, and Joe Aribo, well, he's got to be starting at 10 million quid, Linda. Got to be starting that.
Yeah, I would say so, Ox. I would say probably between 10 and 15.
Fox, you're a big fan, mate. You liked him since the minute he walked in the door, and if you were coming in to buy him, do you think it'd be more than that?
Potentially 24-year-old, absolutely gifted with the ball at his feet. I I think potentially in the 15 to 20 million market.
Bridgman?
Oh, I can't disagree with Foxy. I can't disagree with him. I'll agree with him. 15 million, yeah. No, I'd go for that.
15 million. This 170 looks a reasonable value when you look at it. The boy Bassey, he's come in. He's raw but enthusiastic. Cult hero. Fast, strong, big. Where would you start with him, Bridgman?
I'll go with what I said earlier. There's nobody in our squad valued to me under 5 million quid. So for me, it's got to be between 5 and 10. Between 5 and 10.
I mean, you're buying a lot of potential there, Linda, aren't you?
Yeah, and I take it was it just a cross-border fee that we paid for him? Yeah, I mean, if we're saying that they're not worth any less than 5 million, then probably 5 million may be a good starting point for him, and that's purely down to just the potential that he's shown already in just a short space of time.
Fox?
A young player that Leicester were desperate to hold on to. I'd agree with Linda at the moment, just on the potential and what we've seen of him so far, probably at this present time, 5 million.
And then we've got Big Hollander, who's an international class defender, without throwing Katic into the mix. And Big Edmondson, but just Hollander, who was signed for about 3.5 million. Obviously, you'd be starting at 5 million for him as well. Linda, in Bridge?
Yeah, I'd probably go for maybe 5 or 6 million for Hollander. And I'm trying not to let what happened in Benfica influence my thought process here, because that up to then, he's been a really consistent performer for us. And I think we've said that last season when he got injured, Ox, I don't think we realised how big a miss he was going to be. So I would probably say between 5 and maybe 7 million for Hollander.
By the way, that's a massive shout as well.
Right.
Was it 4.2 or something we bought him for? Something like that, 3.5 to 4.2. I think he's worth more than that, a lot more. He's great games. I agree with you. What was your second from to? What was it?
5 to 7, Bridge.
5 to 7. I would go higher than that for him. I would go for 10 for Ellington. I would say 10.
Fox?
I agree 100% with Linda, about 5 to 7 million.
Okay. Who else we got? We'll get Hadji. What did we sign him? 3.5 million. Obviously, setting out his way in the game. He's got a name that's a sellable asset. Would we get our money back? Bridgman?
Right at this moment, I have to say, sadly, I don't think you would get your money back on him. He would need to do quite a bit more for himself, although apparently he played quite well in the under-21s the other night. So things will change for the boy, and he's still only a youngster. He's only turned 21. So I think in a couple of years' time, you'll get your money back on him. Yeah, definitely.
Well, you might find this hard to believe. I do think you get your money back on him. Fox.
Right now?
Because his name and people look at the potential as well.
Of course,
Fox.
I forget all about that, yeah.
Fox?
I'd agree with you. I think you get your 5 million for a minimum. I think when the boy falls out in the next couple of years, he's got talent and vision in his play. I think as he grows older, he'll be, of course, worth more for me.
Linda?
Yeah, I would disagree with that. I just think he's got to find consistency. I think that's his problem, and he's going to find it quite difficult to get into the team just now, Ox, because there's so many people playing well. But I do think he's still got the potential. So 5 million for me would be fine too, yeah.
What did we sign that in for, Fox?
I think he was roughly about £3 million.
Are we saying at the moment we just value him at 3? Would that be fair? No seen enough.
That would be fair with me.
Yeah.
Bridge?
Yeah, I agree with that.
All right.
Yeah.
Have I missed out any other big assets? Obviously, Jermaine Defoe's priceless, but you know, his age is with you, Bridge, you know.
Aye, okay. We can double that,
I think between Barker, Stewart and Jones, mate, you could collectively pick up $5 million for them.
All right, we'll throw that in there. Bridgeman, with your abacus there.
Well, abacus. You need to tell me what they are again. I remember I was busy trying to resolve this. Like I got 146 for the first lot which we did. Yeah?
Right.
Okay. What did you get? What did you get?
Oh, we made it up.
You made it up? I've got
We went for
146.
110. I put you in charge of arithmetic.
Oh, it's just shocking. Linda, I'm sure better than anyone, for sure. So, forgive me, I never wrote down all these figures that you gave us.
We're just having a chat. So,
all right then. So, what did you value those at then?
I will come to that in a minute. $5 million for the 3 fringe players, Fox.
Yeah.
All right.
And what about the manager and the backroom staff? They take them out
each.
Take them out their contracts and show a bit of profit to Rangers. Much you think that would cost?
20 million each.
You'd be starting at 20 million, mate.
Yeah.
Right, so are we saying that 170 million valuation of the first team squad's pretty fair then? Are we agreeing with that one? Are we close to it? We're pretty close to it, aren't we?
I think we're pretty close, Ox. You know, I think some of the individual figures we maybe disagreed with. I think my valuation of Golson was maybe a bit generous, but they did value him 16 million actually, so I didn't know that, but I'm looking at the figures just now, so I think I said between 12 and 15, and they valued Golson at 16 million.
You're not far away, you know. And obviously it depends on what happens if you have medals in your bag and you're successful, particularly for a good run in Europe. You know,
they don't need to be performing as well as they're playing at the moment as well, consistently throughout the season to attain those values for me.
Yeah.
All right, okay. So if people want to join us, give us their thoughts, Linda. Do they agree, disagree, anything? What's the number?
The number's 0141 356 1972.
Where else can they join us, Fox?
You can join us on Skype at rangersradio.online, and if you phone in, we'll bring you straight into the call.
All right, interesting. You mentioned the backroom staff, Fox. Some of our players have obviously improved. Wonder, do you see how they've improved and what they've improved on that's sticking out for you? Is it coaching? Is it maturity? Is it understanding the game? What have you put your finger on it? Oh, Linda?
I think it's probably a combination of all of that, Ox. You know, we've spoken already about the fact that, you know, we've still got the majority of the players from last season in terms of who's starting every week. I know we managed to, you know, ship out quite a few folk, and we've got people out on loan as well that probably are kind of surplus to requirements. But generally, they're kind of just, you know, totally buying into what Gerrard's asking them to do. You know, it was always going to be a work in progress, and I think we wanted success right away, and that just wasn't going to happen considering what his starting point was. But generally, they've got a game plan, and they seem to be executing that a lot better than they were, particularly the second half of last season.
Is that fair, Fox? Have you seen just tweaks or confidence, luck, changing attitude, changing tactics? Can you put your finger on it?
I think it's mostly down to belief in themselves. And I've watched the Rangers side for years that has so much confidence when they're on the ball, so willing to work for each other. And it's been a great improvement this year. Absolutely tremendous. And if they carry on with it, I can see us hitting our 55 target this year.
Bridgeman? Hope he's still busy counting. Oh dear. I think the backroom staff, Fox, have got to take some credit.
No, just some credit, a lot of credit, mate. I think when you bring players together, they've got to enjoy themselves at their work. They've got to enjoy the training routines, got to enjoy the tactics that they're asked to play. And I think the manager and the backroom staff have provided that platform for them. And that's why we're seeing big improvements in a lot of the players. There's no unrest in our camp as there is across the city. And that's all down to the manager and backroom staff fulfilling their needs for the wonderful improvements they've made at Ibrox for the players, their own dining place, etc. All these wee things matter. All the good training facilities we're putting together for players to come to Ibrox. All these things matter to players in this day and age, and they have supplied the platform for these players to improve.
It's supported by the board and obviously the revenue for the fans, Fox. Linda, I don't know if you've seen the video that Derek Johnston done.
No, I didn't see that, Ox.
If you'll find it somewhere on YouTube. It was on the club's main site as well, but it takes you in behind the scenes in the main stand, but what's happened for the players, the facilities have improved and everything's getting geared up to take us to the next level. So Fox is right, everything's there for the fans, but they've been supported by the for the players, but they've been supported by the club, directors and the fans with the revenue.
Yeah, absolutely. When you think about all the things that have been happening in times where it's been quite, hard for people as well, with this current climate, everybody's put their hands in their pockets, bought all the season tickets, MyJers, all the new gear through Castore. Everything's all just fallen into place. I did see a couple of the wee things. I didn't see DJ's video, but I'd seen the improvements they made to the dressing room at Ibrox. They just modernised it, but still keeping with some of the tradition. The same with the tunnel going out onto the pitch. They're just trying to, as you say, update it a wee bit. But you couldn't get a better platform. And when the fans are back in, it's going to be absolutely amazing, particularly if they continue to play this, this type of football and winning games. I think we just all can't wait to get back.
Yeah, we're all missing it, but we'll be back soon. Bridge and Fox will be in before me and you because they'll get the Jags first.
Oh boy, we'll be watching the news, the wife and I are thinking, my God, what's it going to be like? We're just, everybody in the country's on edge waiting this vaccines coming out. It's incredible. And then all of a sudden you hear, we're all going into tier 4. Ow. It's a bit sore, that one, isn't it? A bit sore. Punishment. Fox, that affects you, doesn't it, Fox?
I'm scared to go to the doctors for Jags now, mate, in case they're going to put me down.
The tier perspective, you're moving into tier 4 as well, aren't you?
Aye.
There's nobody, everybody on here is on it. Is that right?
Aye.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyway.
Yeah.
People want to join us. I think we had a caller coming in there. We'll see. But I'll be interested to see where we go. We're hopefully back at the football in the new year at some point. I don't think it'll be this side of Christmas. And it's funny, JFK, remember when this started in March? It seems sometimes only yesterday, but otherwise it seems a lifetime ago. He said they wouldn't be in the stadium this side of Christmas, and I think a few people mocked him, but
Aye.
he's been proved right.
Because I think what he was saying, there'll be nobody in this. I think he said a wee bit later than that, we're lucky if we see any football at all this season. And he might be even more right than that, truth be told.
Right. Okay, we've been joined by a caller. Evening, caller.
Evening, Ox, Bridge, Fox, and the lovely Linda. It's Robert here.
Oh, the lovely
Hello,
Linda.
Robert. You're okay, pal?
I call me before one name.
You're
Hi,
not
Robert.
female. Evening, Linda.
Hi, Robert.
The lovely Linda. That's sexist, Robert. Come on.
All the parents are lovely.
All right, I'll give you that one, Robert. I'll give you that one. How you doing, mate? What's on your mind?
Oh, mate, I'm good. I've got to be honest. Thanks to Rangers Radio for the past 10 days for cheering me up, because I've been pulling strips off the wall with all this international rubbish. Honestly, to be totally frank with you, I just can't wait 4 more sleeps to see the Rangers, because obviously Rangers were playing that Aberdeen last Sunday past there, because I think we'd obtained 5 or 6 off them. And I see in the news today they're coming up with their excuses. McInnes is saying they've got 5 players going to be missing for Sunday. That's them making their excuses already. But no, I listen to the show tonight, guys. I'm so heartened when I'm listening to you giving their evaluations of our players, what they could potentially be worth. And I'm thinking back to 3 years ago, apart from guys like Tavernier and wee Alfie, you probably give the rest of them, you'd probably be lucky to get 30 bob for any of them. But now you're talking between 10, 20 million pounds. And I just think it's so heartening and absolutely fantastic.
Aye, here, mate. Here. Obviously, we're having a bit of fun with the valuations, Robert, and we've been seeing the valuation the Athletic had put out today, 170 million. We don't think that's far away. It might be with Bridges' arithmetic, but we don't think it's far away.
That's below the belt, that one. That's below the belt.
No, definitely. Look, I've got to agree with you, and I think, I can see where Fox is coming if we talk about. I'll give an example. Borna Barisic. Now, to me, Borna Barisic is £20 million all day long, and Linda touched on that wee Tierney being 25, and Borna's by far better than him. But unfortunately, we might not get 20 million for Borna, and we probably won't get 15 for Connor Goldson. And the reason I'm keen with that, and I don't mean to be negative, 2 reasons: the leagues they're playing in, and also we're not in the Champions League. But go a year's time from now, you'll certainly be talking about like 15 and 20 million pounds for guys like Connor Goldson, because I'm confident we will be playing the Champions League. So unfortunately, at this moment in time, I don't know if we'll quite get the transfer fees that you are talking about at this moment in time, but they're certainly worth what you are talking about. They're certainly worth it. And Sir Stephen Davis all day long, although we're not going to get 20 million, but the value that guy is to our club at this moment in time for what he does for our club is definitely. And not to ask you a wee question. My worry is after this international break, which thankfully it ends tonight, I'm obviously a wee bit concerned players coming back. I heard Big Balogun played last night, although he went half injured. The other night I heard he was okay. I hear Borna's okay, Morelos is all right. But Sir Stephen Davis left the Northern Ireland squad for personal reasons. Have you got any idea what's happened there?
Exactly what it said on the tin, mate.
Right, so we don't really know what it is, because I was told today, somebody in my work told me today that was Northern Ireland doing Rangers a favour, the way Rangers done them a favour. We know playing in the game, so I don't know if there's anything to do with that, or is it actual personal reasons or something happened?
The game's ended up a bounce game, but I think he's left. But if Stephen Davis tells me something, I believe him.
Well, that's why I'm asking you the question. You're closest to him than any of us.
Mate, I've never met him.
But the way you bum more about him, I think it's if he's a family member.
Easy boys. Easy
I
boys.
just think what I like about Sir Stephen, mate. It's his attitude for the game I admire most. The way he plays the game. When he first came into our side, when we got him on loan for Fulham, we thought, oh. And a boy who was a big Aston Villa fan told me, he says, he's top drawer. I'd never really heard him. And God, he was right. And I think we missed his best years through circumstances. And I think the way he left our club and the way he came back, I just wish him all the success. I've never met the guy.
No. But see what you're saying, you're totally correct. And the other night I heard one of the callers saying about his replacement, and the boy was talking about Zunga, and I'm sitting stamping my feet off the floor, and I'm going, what do you mean his replacement? Let's not write Sir Stephen Davis off quite just now. He's got a couple of more years left in him, and I could understand what the caller was saying about, he's getting on, he's 36 years of age, and Zunga will be a cracking replacement. And I'm like to myself, hang on a minute, Stephen Davis isn't finished yet. He's by far more finished yet. So I would say all Rangers fans out there, don't quite write Sir Stephen Davis off right now, but I know where you are coming from, but don't write him off just now.
No. I think I don't know how we go on this year, but he's been consistently played well, so he's shown us that he's still got it in the legs, Linda.
Absolutely, I would agree with Robert there. We can't write off Stephen. I think he's going to play a big part in the season ahead. The good thing as well is that he might not have to play all the games as well, Robert. So that's going to make him, he'll be fresh for the games that he does come in and play, because we have got quality on the bench. And see the guy Zungu, he could actually be a replacement for Stephen in some of the games. Neither of them will probably play all of them, so we're in a really good position in terms of the squad.
Definitely, Linda, and that's what I want the manager to do, because I don't want to, but I want Sir Stephen Davis to play, and certainly I think the manager's doing it right. See, when it comes to the big games, i.e. Benfica, Celtic, and I class Sunday's a big game because the way that Aberdeen will play against us, so I class that as a big game. And the big games, the teams I've just mentioned, I want Sir Stephen Davis playing in them. All right, maybe against your Hamiltons and your Livingstons, etc., Ross Counties, St Mirrens, you could give Sir Stephen Davis a rest, because I don't want us to burn this out. And I'm not saying for a minute that Stephen Davis can't play Thursday and Sunday. I'm not saying that for a minute, because he's proved over the last couple of months that he can play Thursday and he can play Sunday. But I'm just thinking the whole season ahead. And when it comes to the big games, midfield, Sir Stephen Davis, the first midfielder I'm putting on my team sheet.
It's quite amazing, really, Robert, when you think back. I remember standing at a Hampden semi-final of the Cup, and we were thinking, what have we got here? We're going to have to rip this up and start again. Tav played, Bareilles was on the park, I think, Fox. I can't even remember if Ryan Jack played. I'm not sure if he did. But that might have done. But and we had to rip it up, and we brought the manager in, who's been the catalyst for the whole thing, and the improvement has just been beyond my wildest dreams, mate. We're competing against teams like Benfica. We got a 3-3 draw in Benfica. We're all on here moaning, yeah, we lost 2 stupid goals, but we got a 3-3 draw against Benfica. We couldn't beat anybody.
Exactly, Ox, and yourself and Linda and Bridge and Fox have just summed it all up the night. The V's are talking and getting the valuations of our players. Glenn Kamara, who we got for 50 grand, and Fox is quite right, he's not a 50 grand player. Glenn Kamara, to me, is your biggest selling asset right now, along with young Joe Aribo. And I just see Joe Aribo, I can't praise this boy enough, and I'm really excited about him. But you have just summed it all up the night, and it's all down to everything you have just said tonight, the valuations of the players, etc. That's all down to our manager, Steven Gerrard. He's just improved the players. It's unbelievable the way he's improved. Even my own favourite, James Tavernier. I don't hide my admiration for James Tavernier. He's my favourite and he has been for 5 years. But the way Steven Gerrard has improved him, and big Connor Goldson, let's be honest about it, we all slated him. Oh, he's new, he's this, he's that. And look at him now. As Linda said earlier on, he hardly misses a game. He's never injured, and you can count on him. And that, to me, is all down. Well, no, maybe just to Steven Gerrard. He'll take the credit because he's our manager and what a manager he is. But guys like Michael Beale and guys like Gary McAllister and the other boys, I don't know his name, Tom, somebody in the background, guys like that, our backroom team, definitely, we're going to let them out their contracts tomorrow. You're totally right, at least 20 million. And that's what you're saying tonight. That's all down to our management team because they brought that team on. Do you know what I mean? A team that was maybe worth a couple of million 3-4 years ago, and New Year's are talking in the region of 170 million or whatever it is. That's improvement to our club. That's how far our club has came. Our club hasn't just came 1 or 2 steps. Our club has jumped up 5 and 6 steps in the last 18 months. And do you know what? That just makes my heart pump even harder. And I've been proud of being a Rangers fan for 55 years. You know what? I'm so proud of now the way our club has gone. And I can't wait till Sunday, 12 o'clock. Get right into that Aberdeen lot.
Robert, I think you're trouble.
Sorry for getting a wee bit emotional. Getting a wee bit over the top. When you talk about the Rangers, you know what? They get me emotional.
Robert, get a bit of passion in your voice. Robert.
Get a bit of passion. I've got no passion. I've got no passion. I just love the Rangers. That's all it is for me.
Robert, did you hear the Amy McDonald on the show last night?
Yeah, and I thought she was going to sing Mr. Rock and Roll Man.
So did Bridge. She must get fed up with that lassie. I don't suppose the woman or lady must get fed up with that. We shouldn't be condescending. It's 2020. Right, but the way she talked about what they're trying to achieve with the women's team and the girls, it just shows you that the roadmap of success. It's a whole club, mate. It's everything.
It's unbelievable, and it really is. And I wish the women's team all the best because we're all Rangers fans and we want them to succeed. But yeah, you're right. It's just everything about the club, and you know, I listened to the programme last week. And I was going to phone in. And I heard Natalie, and I know Greg personally, Greg Marshall. His father Robert's one of my closest friends, and I worked from the Loudon Tavern. And Greg spoke so well, and no, I loved doing it with that conversation. And I heard the debate with JFK and all that about my jersey, and I kind of sided with JFK all that, but we're not going into that. But when I heard my jersey, all the money for my jersey goes to our first team squad. Do you know what? I'm glad I gave my £50 for me, and I gave my £50 for my son. I gave £100 to my jersey, and do you know what? I would gladly give another £100 tomorrow because it's gone to our first team squad. And I've been beating on that big drum for 3 or 4 years, Ox and Kenny McCallion and Simon Leslie, guys, what I'll tell you, I've been beating that big drum saying, why? I know we give a lot. I know we give our season tickets. We go to all the away games. We buy all the strips. Why can't we give that wee bit more to help our club? And you know, now it's happening. And I just love everything that's happening about our club.
I'm going to tell you a wee secret about my jersey. Somebody who comes on the show, Southside, listened to that show and went, I've got that, I'm in my jersey. And he took his his good wife, I'm assuming they're married, I might be wrong, he took her to Ibrox. Did they send me a photograph from Argyle House? They were having a lovely lunch there. We'll say a wee romantic number, just the two of them. And they used his my jersey to get more points, and they got a wee bit of discount. A win-win situation.
And there you go. It's Big Stevie for coming. By the way, Big Stevie, I love your call again. Your call. You were on the panel last night. Absolutely fantastic the way you speak about the club, and you're just superb. And as Big Stevie said last night, there you go. You might pay 50 quid for a membership in my jersey, but you're getting half it back. We're going to likes the Edmondson, the Argyle House. We're going and buying a strip. We're buying buying merchandise off the Rangers. You know what I mean? You're getting half it back, and that's what it's all about. And I say to every Rangers fan, listen, if you can afford it, please give it. Rangers are only twisting your hands up your back, but you know what? The more we put into our club, the better the player we're going to go on the football park. That's the way. That's just the way I look at it. The more we can afford to give, the better we're going to go on that park.
Aye, that's all right. If you had it, you can give it, but if you've no got
yes.
it, give it, mate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, and I wouldn't slaughter anybody who's no got it, you know. But
definitely not. Definitely not.
Yeah, I like where you're coming from there. But Linda, modern football, we talked about it, we got £170 million assets. The problem is, to improve that, we need money in. And you're Mr. Gerrard, Mr. Beale, Mr. Ross Wilson, you're sitting down, you've got one position you've got to improve on. What position is it?
Well, it's quite a difficult one because, you know, looking at it, I think we've probably got just about 2 players for every position, and in midfield we've probably even got more than that. But I think maybe the right side of the forward line is potentially somewhere that we could improve. Somebody with pace, maybe a more natural right-sided forward player would maybe be somewhere that I would look to strengthen.
So you're saying Roofe, the position that we're going to play him in, Kemar Roofe, that's all to improve our team, that would be your number one thinking?
Yeah, because, I mean, Roofe potentially could be the number 9 as well, and I just think for the direct pace up front in that position, it might
what kind of player, if you were to pick somebody to put in there for, say, the past, who would it be?
Can I come back to me in that?
Same question to you, Robert. You're Ross Wilson and you're planning, we've got to improve this squad. You've got one area. What are you picking?
Linda, I would say on the right side. I wouldn't mind getting another right back to challenge Tab. And I know young Patterson's is a good player, but he's still young and he's coming on. But I would like somebody on the right. And I've always said somebody wide on the right. But I know we don't kind of play that way with 2 wingers. But I would love somebody to play wide on the right, and I would love for his passion and for his commitment he gave to the club. I would love a wee Daniel Candeias type of player. There you are.
I don't think Daniel Candeias improves your squad, mate.
No, but see what I'm saying. I thought no. I'm maybe no new the way we've come on leaps and bounds, especially in the last year. But I just think for the commitment and what that wee guy gave us. See that wee guy. Let's be honest about it, Oaks. Let's be honest. See Brandon Barker and Jordan Jones. Put the 2 together, and Greg Stewart, put the 3 together. And I don't mean to, I'm sorry if I'm being disrespectful here. Put the 3 together, and I'm not patching Daniel Candeias. The 3 of them put together. I'm sorry. I just think Daniel Candeias, he was good, right? And maybe you're saying he's no good enough what we've got to do, but for what that guy gave 100% his attitude and everything about him. His wee flick through for Morelos and that goal in the European game just summed him up. And I'm not. I don't want to get back to me. I'm not beating the drum that we should bring somebody like Daniel Candeias back. You're right what you're saying. We've moved on. We've moved on. The Ross McCrory's and all that, Greg Docherty's and all that. And I think the next move is your Jordan Jones, and your Greg Stewart's. They're not good enough to me for squad players. We need better than that if we want to really go the bigger picture in the Champions League. These kind of guys, well, they're the next guys to go for Rangers, and I don't mean anything badness to them. So that's all I'm saying about Daniel Candeias. I see his passion and his commitment and what he gave when he went on that park. That wee guy left everything at the park. Whether he was good enough or no, that's debatable.
All right, what about yourself, Fox? You're sitting down with the manager, or you are the manager. You've got the board of saying, right, we want to go quality, real quality, improve the squad, one position. What are you looking at?
I'm looking at the same position as most people. The right-hand side, they were attacking three. I think either Morelos may go at the end of the season and Ruth will fit into the middle. So I'd be looking for a player, if I was to pick one for the past, like Shota Arveladze, mate. A guy with guile and could score goals on the right-hand side, would a player like that.
All right. Okay. What about yourself, Bridge? You'd obviously like an arse centre half.
Oh yes, please. Well, we're getting to that level now, where you can see how good when your centre halves are playing good, and Goldson's become a real good player. So if you can get others to be able to play at the level he's playing at continuously, then you're winning. I still believe that. The Rangers captain, a true Rangers captain, is not at our club. I've said this, and I love Tavernier, and he's doing a great job all over the park, and that's the truth. But I still think we should be buying in a really top quality centre half, a Terry Butcher type figure, that can come in and do the business for us, captain the team, and be as strong as he was. He's a tremendous player for us. That's no offence to anyone.
I don't think
anyone.
At this moment in time, I don't think I'd want the England centre halves.
No, certainly not. Not the way they're playing. But all I'm meaning is that's the type of area we're looking to improve on. We've got really good players there in Helander and Balogun and young Katic. But the truth of the matter is, I don't think they are at the level. I mean, we've said it ourselves. Goldson is probably the best centre half we'll go at the moment. He is playing so well. We're looking for somebody to be better than him. So where's the centre half that would be better than Goldson? You're going to have to search the world and get one if you're looking for that. That's what I would do.
It's going to be easy, all right. So you would centre half. Linda, have you come up with somebody for the past?
I mean, the Shota Arveladze one's a good shout with Fox, but somebody that I like playing, and correct me if I'm wrong, but Andrew Kanchelskis, when he first came into the team, did he play on the right-hand side?
Aye, did. He played in a 4-4-2. They played a 4-4-2, didn't he?
Yeah.
Advocates team, yeah. And he was entertaining when he first came in.
Yeah.
He was a brilliant player for us. Brilliant player.
Yeah. And he liked to shoot as well. Somebody who's got a bit of pace but can also have a good dig at goal, that's got an eye for the goal. Because sometimes that's what we're asking them to do as well. We're asking them to shoot more. Because sometimes we do want to kind of try and score that perfect goal. But I think that's maybe why we've not got the right person there just now, because maybe it's actually not that easy to find this player that we want for the right-hand side.
Nobody springs to mind. I would say it's more, Robert, the way we play, it's an inside right rather than an outside right we need because of the way we play with the fullbacks.
Definitely, because I keep saying to Gary, I'd love another wee winger out there, somebody in the right, somebody in the left, but that's not the way Steven Gerrard's team plays. And you look at Steven Gerrard's team, and I'll give an example. See that Hamilton game, right? Let's not get carried away. We won 8-0, and Hamilton are not much a team. They had all these young boys and all that. But we didn't let them breathe. They've not had one shot and goal. And if you look at all the games this season, take the Benfica out the equation because they're real top quality, right? And we gifted them 2 goals, to be honest. But look at all the other games, and how many chances in a game do we give them? We're doing the public drinkers, and they never had one shot in target. And you look at Aberdeen at Pittodrie, etc., and things like that. We don't give these team chances, and that's not because we're back 5. That's because we're 11. And that's what I'm loving about the Rangers. The way we're defending, the way we're attacking teams in packs, and that's what Steven Gerrard. And I seen it a couple of seasons ago. His first season, Ibrox against the Villarreals, etc., and all that. And if you remember when we played that, was it the Austrian team, and we beat them, and the players said at the end of the game, we were so knackered after 60 minutes because that Rangers team just didn't let us play with guys like Koulibaly in the team at the time and all that. And that's what I'm loving about the team, hunting in packs, and we're not letting these teams play.
I think that's the biggest strength. We can talk about the assets of the individual, but the great point Robert's making there, Fox, we're a team.
Can I come in just for a second, Ox, yeah?
Yes, of course.
I want to back up what Linda was saying with Kanchelskis. Also, the wee guy that was a Uruguayan or Argentina. What was his name? It came from Dundee.
Caniggia.
Yeah.
Man.
Fantastic player on the right. Player on the right.
He was obviously, he wasn't young when he came to his, I think he's about the same age as Amada Snow, so
That's 28. That's 28 Ox.
but he was a fabulous player. Arguably, he'd be one of the best players ever to play for our club. Just happened that we never seen him at his peak, but he was a fabulous player. Fabulous player. I saw one of the burst assaults. I think it was my Albi, and that guy got one cap for England in the cup final. They assaulted that guy. They were both red cards all day long.
Is that one cap, Chris?
I don't know.
Mutton
cap.
Mutton cap.
Big Drew's put him in his place into one cap. Big Drew would put him in his place anyway. When he comes on the show, Bridge, you better be nice to him.
To him? Always will be. Love me bits. I'm looking forward to the wrestling coming back with the crowds and all that. Just fantastic theatre.
Can I say something? I know you're running out of time on the show. Can I say something? I'll give my prediction for Sunday. I'm going 4-0 the Rangers. But can I just say one thing? And I'm sure you have all seen the wee video behind the scenes with Big Derek Johnson. And I don't know about you guys. I was so touched with that. See the improvements. Once again, the strides our club have made. It's not just 1 or 2 steps. We're jumping 5 and 6 steps at a time. And see that video, I'll be honest with you, that video had me in tears. And I just love everything about it. Big DJ, one of my hero when I was a young boy, presenting that video, and I just thought, there you go again, Stephen Gerrard's influence, and the improvements our club have made has been unbelievable. And any Rangers fan listening who have not seen that video, you'll find it on YouTube or wherever, behind the scenes with Big Derek Johnson. Absolutely fantastic.
That was good. Mr. Fox put me on it. He contacted me and gave it a watch. And
do you
Derek,
think, Robert, this sounds like me, only he's more intelligent and got a better voice?
Oh, no, I'm definitely no more intelligent than you, pal, because I'll tell you one thing, you're my hero, you're a legend, mate. There you go. Folks, you and Big Stevie for the drum are my heroes, by the way. And Big Stevie, see if you're listening, you're supplying the popcorn, Stevie. I'll bring the carry out up to the drum, and I'll sit and I'll listen to you all night, Big chap, because guys like you and Fox just warm my heart. And Rangers Radio, I've got to say once again, Ox, thank you for the last 10 days. Do you know what? Because I was sitting there and I was tempted to do bad things to myself, but you know what? Because I miss the Rangers. But you know what? What's it this show the last 10 days have certainly got me by.
All right. Robert, you were doing ever so well with your call, but they two you bumped up. Stevie for the drum and Fox. I've only one thing to say to you. Thanks for the call. Don't be a stranger.
I'll call you again next Wednesday.
Fox is saying ding, ding, ding.
Fox is superb, by the way. Superb. Just like the whole panel. Superb, guys. You're doing a brilliant job. Thank you.
Did you hear Fox's jingle, Robert?
Oh, mate, listen, I was sitting chuckling because I used to be a DJ for years, and you know what? I thought I wish that when I was spinning the records all the years ago in the Wee Masonic Club, I wish I had that jingle. Brilliant.
The Fox man,
oh, brilliant.
Fox, he's a wee blast.
Fox, play it for us.
He's a wee blast here.
I can. I've got the music all lined up for the end of the show.
Come on, Fox.
No,
get on
no,
there.
I can't.
Don't be shy. Don't be shy, Fox.
No.
Problem, Fox. Ox's going to put on a couple of minutes extra.
No.
Right, Linda, that jingle was a highlight of the night.
That was just fantastic, wasn't it?
No, Linda was a highlight. Linda and Robert were a highlight of the night.
And the Fox said, ying dang, ying dang, ying dang, ding dang, ding dang.
How does it go, Bridge?
That's exactly how it went.
Bridge.
Right. Listen, we've reached that
Super.
time of the evening, and I knew it was going to be a giggle because we're building up to Sunday. We have to keep this good mood and then get the 3 points. We'll all be in a good mood. Bridgeman.
Well, what can I say? I've thoroughly enjoyed this evening. It was a wonderful show, well done, Oxchair, and of course the techie guys at the background running the place. Absolutely fantastic, and Linda, unbelievable. But can I just say to all the Rangers fans all over the world, and particularly Rangers fans on here on Rangers Radio, 4 sleeps. The teams are coming up, the teams are coming out, and we're ready to go. Sunday. Give it everything for the Rangers. Keep it going.
I hope you enjoyed that again, Linda.
Yeah, it was great. Thanks for having me on, Ox. I really enjoyed the discussions. It's been brilliant. Thank you.
And that boy Robert who phoned in, once we get him out his shell, he'll be fine, won't he?
Thank you, sir. It's a pleasure as always. It's a pleasure as always. Thank you, Ox.
Can I thank? I'm usually thank Fox and Old School Blue for the technicals, but I've been told off. We have to thank Skipper and CB who look after Rangers Radio Lobby, who are big characters in the Rangers Radio world. We've got other boys, the Staunchest who does the Twitter, our own Port Bear and GB who look after Facebook. Rangers Radio goes to strength, and it's all the guys behind the scenes that's making it happen. Thanks to everybody who contributes to our show. This has been Rangers Radio. We'll be back tomorrow night between 8 and 10 talking about all things Rangers. But we'll be joined by young GB. Take it away, Old School Blue.
Today, forever and for always, we are Rangers through and through. Well, the legends come and the legends go, but Rangers live on just the same. For a new one's born when the blue shirts won, and we all remember their name. We are the legendary Rangers. We wear the legendary blue. Today, forever and for always, we are Rangers through and through. And there is no doubt what we're all about when we face the world.